Imagine an upscale venue, right? The main dining room needs, like, thumping, high-energy bass, but the patio, maybe 50 feet away, needs a whisper-quiet acoustic track.
Right.
Getting both of those right used to take a whole rack full of hot, heavy equipment.
Yeah, an absolute nightmare for installers.
Right. But today, we're looking at a single 1-inch thick metal box that handles all of that seamlessly. So, welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring the unsung heroes of public spaces, specifically looking at the QSC MP-A20V 2-channel amplifier.
It's a really fascinating piece of tech.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to take this dense piece of commercial AV equipment and reveal the surprising, everyday problem-solving genius hidden right there in its spec sheet.
And the standout engineering feat here is definitely its FlexAmp technology. Traditionally, two-channel amp rigidly locks its power. It basically allocates a hard 200 watts to channel A and another 200 watts to channel B.
So it's just split straight down the middle.
Exactly, completely rigid. But the MPA20V abandons that entirely for a shared pool of 400 watts. It divides it dynamically in whatever asymmetrical ratio the zones actually demand.
Oh, wow. So is it like having a 400-gallon water tank where you can open a literal fire hose on one side for that loud main dining room and then just let a tiny trickle out the other side for the quiet patio?
Yeah, that is a perfect analogy. And what's fascinating here is how that shared pool handles different types of electrical resistance. You've got a load selector that drives 4 ohms, 8 ohms, 70 volts, or 100 volts on each channel completely independently.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Taking that water analogy further, the impedance is like the width of the pipes.
Right.
You're not just changing the water pressure. You're running a massive municipal water main off one valve and a standard garden hose off the other from the exact same tank without blowing a gasket.
You got it. That asymmetrical load handling is the key. An installer mixes and matches completely different speaker topologies on a single box.
Wait, so you don't need dedicated amplifiers for the low-impedance subwoofers and the high-voltage ceiling speakers?
No, not at all. It all runs from one unit.
Okay, but wait. If one compact box is pushing a fire hose of power to a massive dining room while trickling power to a patio through completely different pipe sizes, isn't that thing going to just overheat and melt the equipment rack?
Yeah, definitely think so.
Like, I know it has an auto standby feature that puts it to sleep after 28 minutes of silence to manage energy, but that introduces a whole new problem.
Right, the wake-up delay.
Yeah, exactly. If a manager suddenly makes an announcement over the mic after 30 minutes of dead air, won't the amp be asleep? Like you'd get a terrible pop over the speakers or miss the first 3 seconds of the audio?
That is the classic trade-off with older power-saving tech. But they actually solve it here with seamless auto-ramp circuitry. Yeah. It doesn't just throw a hard relay switch to wake up. Auto-ramp acts like a lightning-fast dimmer switch. It instantly and smoothly brings the voltage up the exact millisecond a signal is detected. So no pop, no dropped syllables.
So that's clever.
Oh.
Okay, but what about the heat while it actually is running full tilt?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the thermal management really comes down to its Class AD output circuitry. Older Class AB amps keep power constantly flowing like a continuously open valve, and they basically bleed all that excess energy as heat.
Which is why those old AV closets get so incredibly hot.
Exactly, but Class D amplifiers don't do that. They rapidly switch completely on and completely off thousands of times a second. They only draw power at the exact microsecond the audio waveform requires it.
Oh, I see. So it's essentially pulsing the power so fast we can't hear the gaps, which keeps the physical components cool?
Precisely. Because it runs so cool and manages power that intelligently, all this multi-impedance capability fits right into a standard 1RU footprint.
That's tiny.
It is. It drastically lowers the total cost of ownership by stripping out the need for dedicated cooling rigs and massive multi-chassis setups in the AV closet.
So what does this all mean? I guess it means the next time you're enjoying perfectly balanced background music in a crowded sports bar or a quiet hotel lobby, you'll know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. There's likely a compact, highly adaptable brain like the QSC MP-A20V running that asymmetrical load, keeping the environment completely uninterrupted.
Yeah, absolutely. And this raises an important question to leave you with. As commercial audio gear becomes increasingly self-regulating and power efficient at a microsecond level, how much other invisible automated technology is silently